My name is Jamie, and I'll be leading practice for the next 45 minutes. For our practice today, all you'll need is your yoga mat. If you prefer, you might even grab a blanket for underneath your knees or even a pair of blocks, but those are not required. For our practice today, if you'd like, you might even keep your mat parallel to mine. So when we move around our mat today, you're able to follow along. I'll also be mirroring movements. So my right is your left, my left is your right. For class today, the class is also live streamed, but it's going to be recorded as well. So if you came in a little late, no problem. If you want to join in a little bit later, that's okay too. When you're ready and willing, go ahead and find your way onto your seat. Now, as you have your seat, you might sit into a comfortable position. It might be cross-legged like I have here. It might be kneeling, whatever is comfortable for you. I invite you to close your eyes. Maybe place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, as we take the first few moments to go into some diaphragmatic breathing. As you start off to ground here, inhale into your belly. Feel the waist expand into that bottom hand. As you exhale, notice your belly deflate. We're looking for change in the body through our breath. Inhale, expand into the lungs, into the lowest rib cage. As you exhale, let it out. Let's take this one more time. Deep belly breath. Inhale, expand. As deep as you can, as slow as you can. And exhale. Slowly let the air exit your body. And take this time to set your intention for practice today. That intention might be, your objective for the 45 minutes. It can be deeper, what you wish to set for your day. So whatever your intention is, give yourself a moment to think on it, to breathe on it, and begin to open your eyes when you're ready. You might bring your arms off to the side. On your next breath, inhale your left arm up overhead. As you exhale, lean off toward your right side. On this next breath, inhale, arm up. And exhale, left arm back down to the side. On inhale, bring your right arm way up high. We're looking for length through the side of our spine. As we exhale, off to the side. Moving with our breath, inhale to center. Exhale, arm back down. Both arms next. Inhale, arms up. On this exhale, turning off towards your right side, a little twist into our spine from our lower and middle back, but also through our neck. On this next inhale, arms come up. Exhale, arms down to the side. Again, inhale, arms up overhead. Again, we're looking for space in between each joint. Exhale, turning your body off towards your left. You might even look over your back shoulder. Inhale, arms up to center. And exhale, arms down to the sides. We're going to slowly work our way into a tabletop position. When you're ready, go ahead and join me. Now in tabletop, we're looking for our hands to be right below our shoulders, our knees to be right below our hips. Keeping a neutral spine, that's where we'll start. Think flat back. If you feel more stable, you might even choose to curl your toes under. So this is my preference. You might choose to have your toes pointed. They're both great for this posture. As you inhale, draw your belly down. Lift the heart open, a little bit of camel posture here. Feeling a stretch from the neck all the way to the waist. Feeling a deep arching of the spine. Exhale, drop the head, round the back. Let's try that again. Inhale, heart open. Exhale, angry cat. One movement per one breath. Let's try that again. Inhale. Deep stretch. Exhale, we round. And we slowly roll our way into our flat back again. Again, I am mirroring you today. So on your inhale, we'll go ahead and take that right arm up. your right arm up to the sky. We're looking to stretch out the postural muscles here. So think from the torso into the chest, into the biceps and the shoulders. If you're looking up and that's bothersome to your neck, you might turn your head down. From inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, take that right arm, threading the needle underneath the body, head down to the mat. Left arm either up to the top of your mat or around your lower spine. We're looking to stretch the muscle between the shoulder blade and the spine. Slowly reverse the way back, threading the needle. Bring that right arm up. Exhale, tabletop. Okay, other arm. Inhale, left arm up to the sky. Take a moment here. Are we able to look up? How does that feel on our neck? Does that feel heavy? If so, I might look down. So again, this is preference. Rotation here on inhale. Exhale, thread the needle, head down, right arm to the top of the mat. So when we're here, we feel a couple of different things. We might feel a stretch in the back of the shoulder, or again, that same muscle between your spine and your shoulder blade. So oftentimes where we feel the stretch first, that's where we hold our tightness. So there are many right ways to do this. Let's go ahead and slowly reverse our way back. Threading the needle up. Exhale into tabletop. Let's go ahead and step 1 foot back at a time. This is plank position. From your plank position, we slowly bring the hips up high into a downward facing dog. Keeping your head through both shoulders. You might even bend one knee at a time. Shake out your head, walk the dog. So have a little fun here. Give yourself a nice deep breath. Inhale, belly expand. Exhale, let it out. On this next breath, inhale up onto your tippy toes. Exhale, bend both knees. And slowly walk your feet to your hands into a standing forward fold. Now in standing forward fold, you are welcome to bend your knees a little or bend your knees a lot. We're looking to feel a decompression of the spine. We're looking to open the hamstrings, the back of your legs. What we don't really want to feel is the ligaments right behind the kneecaps. So if you're here and you say, I feel a little bit of strain, bend those knees. You might shake it out, grab the opposite elbow, sway side to side. Then we'll slowly roll our way up, one joint at a time. Come into standing. Now you can stay standing, facing where you are. I'm going to face you so you can see what our next move is. On this next breath, remember, I am mirroring you. Take your left leg, cross it over your right. We'll bring both arms way up overhead. On inhale, arms up to the sky. Grabbing your right wrist, we lean up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, leaning all the way off towards your left side. Arms off towards the left, hips off towards your right. We're looking for lateral lengthening on this side of the body. We're feeling a little bit of flexing on the opposing side. On this next breath, keep your legs crossed. Arms up back to center. We're going to fold our body downward. The stretch you might feel is deeper on that back leg. On this next breath, we slowly inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart center as you uncross your legs. Arms off to the side. Take your right leg over your left. Inhale, arms up overhead. We're reaching to the sky. Go ahead and grab your left wrist as we lean off. Taking your arms off all the way towards your right, your hips off all the way towards the left. This time, we're looking to stretch the other side. So think length, 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 and balance as you push into both feet. Slowly bring your arms back to center, arms off downward towards the earth, feeling the back leg open up. On this next breath, inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, bringing your feet together, arms off to the side. As you inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Think torso parallel to the earth, core is engaged. Exhale, hands below shoulders. stepping one foot back at a time into your plank position. On this next breath, whole body down to the earth. On inhale, cobra. Your heart pulls forward, your shoulders down. Exhale, body melts. For the flow today, we're going to curl those toes, squeezing our glutes, keeping our elbows tucked in. We'll push our body up using our chest, waist, hips, and even thighs, and we'll bring the hips back to a crouch. From here, we step our way back into downward facing dog. Now, if you'd like to take any other flow, please do so. On this next breath, inhale your left leg high to the sky. Exhale, left foot through, right knee comes down. You might choose to use a blanket at home if you have one, a pillow. If you notice your knees feeling not so comfortable on the mat, slowly bring the arms up, feeling that hip flexor open. Now, oftentimes when we're sitting for quite some time, this muscle right here, it does get tight. So we'll spend some time bringing our hips forward to get some opening and bringing our arms up to frame our ears. We'll slowly bring the hands down towards the earth and exhale, straighten that front left leg. Hamstrings again, the same muscle we felt earlier. On this next breath, we're going back to that low lunge. Inhale, arms up. On exhale, hands to heart center. From here, if twisting is part of your practice, you'll come with me. You'll slowly turn your body over that front leg, your left leg. You can either stay or hook that outside elbow to the outside of the thigh. We'll bring the arms open if there's space, or maybe even take half the body or aim towards the body. On this next breath, we'll slowly reverse our way back. Hands to heart center. And inhale the arms back up. Hands back below shoulders, step that left foot back to meet right. Now from your plank, you can choose your flow, or come with me, body down to the earth. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. The flow we do today, a little bit of a push, a crouch, and a downward facing dog. So if you're sensitive in your shoulders, that might be what you prefer. On this next breath, inhale your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, right foot through, left knee down. Hello, low lunge. This time opening that hip flexor on the other leg. Now again, as you're here, you might notice the back toes. Do I choose to keep them flexed? That's my preference. That's easier on my knees. Maybe you choose toes down because you feel a deeper stretch. They're both right in different ways. We'll slowly take the hands below shoulders, straighten that front leg. Hello, hamstrings. Right underneath the body. Again, not below the knee, underneath the thigh. Then we'll slowly get back into low lunge. Arms up. We'll slowly take the hands to heart center. Turn your heart over your front leg. You can stay or hook the elbow to the outside thigh. Maybe you stay here. Maybe there's length or some kind of bind. So we work our way slowly today, posture by posture, to see if we can go deeper into our body. Now, at any point in time in the postures, if it feels like too much, you can regress by doing the posture prior. We'll slowly reverse our way back. Hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands below shoulders. Step that right foot back to meet left. Then it's a free for all. Take your flow or come with me. Body down. Cobra. Body melts. We'll modify with the elbows tucked in. Push away. Crouch to downward facing dog. On inhale, up onto your tippy toes. Exhale, bend both knees. Inhale, walk or hop your feet to your hands halfway lift. Exhale into a forward fold. On this next inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Arms off to the side. And we'll get into the heart of our practice today. A little bit of balancing and opening into our body. On inhale, chair pose, hips back, arms up. So go ahead and stay there. In chair pose today, this is what we're looking to see. Hips back. Maybe you pick up those toes. And we'll take those arms shooting upward towards the sky. I know it's tempting to want to shrug. Today, let's focus on the unshrug. So here we are in chair. Thighs squeezing, core strong, arms extended. We'll slowly bring the hands to heart center. Go ahead and turn your heart all the way towards your left. You can stay or hook elbow to the outside thigh. just like we did in low lunge. That knee might want to creep forward. Pull that knee back in, alignment. Is there space to add the arms? So here we are rotating our thoracic spine. That's an area of our body that sometimes gets locked up. You know, when we sit for too long. Bringing the hands back together and to center. Inhale the arms up. Exhale into a fold. And give your quadriceps, the front thigh muscles, a break. On this next breath, inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Arms off to the side. We'll do the same thing, other side. Inhale, chair pose. Hips back, arms up, Utkatasana. Arms are long, but not shrugged. Toes are lifted, but we're still balanced. Core is strong, but we're still breathing. Slowly bring the hands to heart center. Turn your body off to the other side. You might stay here or hook. Remember, that knee wants to come forward, pull that knee back. And only if there's space do we add. So customize the postures today, to what might be your preference. We'll slowly bring the hands back to center. Arms up overhead. Exhale into your fold. Go ahead and stay in your fold. On this fold, inhale halfway up. Exhale, come on into your flow. Stepping one foot back at a time. You might choose to come with me. A little bit of back bend. Body melts. Pushing away into the crouch. Downward facing dog. All right, friend. Inhale, your left leg high to the sky. Three-legged dog. Feeling the opening in that standing leg. On exhale, step that left foot through, warrior one. That back foot comes down to a 45-degree angle. Arms up overhead. Now here we are in warrior one. Back heel down. And if this one feels a little tough to get that back heel down, spread your feet wider. With those arms up overhead. Feeling that back hip open. On this next breath, both hands come downward. Now, if you're at home and you want to use blocks or books, go ahead and do so. Hands down towards the earth, straighten your front leg. We're looking for the hips to be even with each other as best you can. Movement with breath. Inhale, warrior one. We were just here. We're looking to revisit that posture. That through repetition, today we're going to build familiarity and confidence. Slowly bring those hands down, blocks or floor. Exhale. Pyramid-like pose. Inhale, warrior one. That back hip. On exhale, hands down. Both hamstrings, the muscles behind your legs. On this next breath, let's go to warrior one more time. On exhale, hands come to heart center. Step your right foot into tree pose. Now you notice in tree, I'll take a starter tree, toes down to the earth, if balancing is not your jam. But maybe you're ready for a little more. And if so, avoiding your knee to go up onto the high thigh. So you choose. From here today, finding yourself grounding through your left standing leg. Take your right knee pointing forward. On inhale, arms up. On exhale, we're looking for warrior three. You might have your arms extended like I have here. You might choose to have your hands closer. That makes it a bit more feasible, or even arms off behind your body. Movement with breath. Inhale, back to a lift. Hip flexion, core strong. Hands can stay at heart center or lifted. Exhale, kick back, warrior three. So again, we're looking for balance through that left standing leg. Core engaged, hips squared with each other like we felt in pyramid. Inhale, you might use the floor, you might use the lift. One more time, slowly hip hinge back, using those legs to balance, using your breath to stay calm. From your warrior three, bring your hands down to the blocks or to the mat, standing splits. Head down towards the earth. That standing leg can totally bend. And we'll slowly step your back foot downward into a high crescent lunge. Inhale, arms up in high crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center. Turning your body over to your left, you can stay, or hook elbow outside of the thigh. You might be noticing a slight theme here today. of rotation. And that allows us to access our body left and right in different planes of motion. Arms or not, you choose. Binding or not, you choose. On this next breath, reverse your way back. Hands to heart center. High crescent lunge, inhale. Exhale, turn your body towards the screen, warrior two. On inhale, straighten your front left leg. If this feels way too wide to do anything else, you might step that back foot in. From here, hips push backward, left arm comes forward. Dropping the arms down into Trikonasana triangle pose. That bottom hand might touch the earth, it might not. If that's not available, front leg, that's great. So in triangle pose, we're looking for alignment. Maybe our shoulders with our hips, our nose with our navel, our arms to our arms. On this next breath, take your right hand down toward the earth. Left arm, revolved triangle. So the rotation, it allows our spine to move in a way that our spine might like to move. Slowly bring that top arm down and turn your way towards the screen. It's Skandasana, lateral lunge. So you notice that my toes are going to go off to the side, about 45-degree angle. You can choose to do that. You might take it to a shallow lunge or a deeper lunge. You are in control. Now in this position, if you like, balancing. I like to balance, I like to feel safe. Now if it feels as if you're ready for a little more, then we'll take the hands to heart center. If you are ready for a little more today, we'll take the arms up overhead, like we did in Warrior One. Slowly bring your hands down, working your way off to the other side. You might take it high, feeling a groin stretch, feeling the adductors open. You might come lower. If you've been into practice with me before, you may remember doing something like this. Perhaps today we go lower. So again, please choose what you're most comfortable or confident with. You might stay here, hands down, or even balancing. From here, we'll slowly bring the hands back down. Taking your right leg, turning it off all the way to the side. Find your way into Warrior Two. So this time, your opposite leg is leading strong. In Warrior Two, we want to feel the feet perpendicular to each other. So with your right toes pointing off to one direction, your back foot, again, perpendicular, capital T like time. From here, inhale, your right arm forward. Exhale, we reverse that warrior. On inhale, extended side angle. Top arm framing your ear. Length from the back foot all the way up to that top fingertip. Half the bind if you'd like. Full bind if it's available. On this next breath, slowly reverse your way back into Warrior Two. From Warrior Two, windmill both hands down. So now you're going to face the back of your mat, or the opposite side of your mat. Here we are. You can take your left hand down to the earth, right arm, rotation. We've been here once, or twice, or thrice. Slowly place the hand back down, knee to the blanket or to the earth. If you'd like, you can go ahead and bend that back left knee and stay. If it's available, with that opposite hand, we reach. Maybe we go for the grab. So we're looking for a quad opener here, stretching the front of that back left thigh. And slowly release. Hands back below shoulder. And if touching is not in the cards today, don't even worry about it. We'll take this to pigeon pose next. Take your right knee off towards your right wrist, and we sit those hips down. Now in this posture, we're looking for the hips to be squared with each other. You can sit nice and tall, like I am here. Or we could put the two postures together that we just did. As we work towards King Pigeon, back knee might bend a little, and you can stay here. No need to go further. If you wish, you bend some more. This time, with the corresponding hand, your left hand up to the sky, we might exhale, go for the grab. First option, you don't even have to touch. If it's available, you bend that back knee. If you're feeling strain in that top quadricep, I wouldn't go further. I wouldn't put the knees through that, not today, not ever. So you stay here, maybe grabbing, or we work towards King Pigeon pose. So you are in control. And any variation you're in today. When you're ready, we slowly release, release. Hands below shoulders, step your right foot back to meet left. And we work our way into our flow. Maybe we modify, cobra, I might crouch back and find my way into downward facing dog. On this next breath, from downward facing dog, you can choose to stay here for the next 3 breaths. If you say, actually, I would love a breather, perhaps we come into child's pose, knees wider than your hips, hips back towards the heels, forehead to the mat. Now, while you're here, if you'd like a little more opening, you can even bring the arms off to either side. We'll do both sides. And ever so casually, going to the other side. If you're choosing the child's pose option, come on back to center. For my friends hanging out in downward dog, go ahead and stay there. If you're in child's pose, slowly, slowly, work your way back into a downward facing dog. On inhale, bring that right leg high to the sky. 3-legged dog. Exhale, step that right foot through, warrior 1. In warrior 1, we're bringing those arms up, back heel down. So just like we did on that first side, back heel down, arms reaching. And we'll slowly take those hands down towards the earth, straightening that front right leg. Movement with the breath. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, arms down, pyramid-like legs. So both legs are straight, long, but not locked. We want those hips squared with each other. On this next breath, warrior 1, big breath. Exhale, hands down, straighten both legs. One more time. Into warrior 1. Again, with the hips square, front right leg strong, you can bring the hands to center. Step that back left leg into your favorite tree. It might be a little kickstand, like I always like to demonstrate. Sometimes you just need to ground yourself before you balance. If you're ready for a little more, up to the low leg, or avoiding the knee, up to the high thigh. If you'd like, you can go ahead and bring the foot back down to kickstand, arms up. Take your favorite variation. From here, taking your left knee, pointing forward, we kick our hips back into warrior 3. So again, arms might be floating or close to heart center. Core is engaged. Hips are squared with each other, like we felt in pyramid pose. Inhale, kickstand or lift. Exhale, hips back. Both legs long but not locked. Toes might be flexed instead of pointed. Inhale. One more time. Exhale, kick back. So here we are floating on that one leg as if we're doing plank in balance. If it's available, standing splits, hands down, head down. On this next breath, go ahead and take that back leg downward. Inhale, arms up, high crescent lunge. And you're welcome to stay right here if you wish. We're going to add that twist, hands to heart center. Turn your heart over that front side leg. You can stay or hook. Elbow to the outside of the thigh. Adding the arms if you wish. Biting if that's available. On this next breath, we reverse. Inhale, arms up, high crescent lunge. Exhale, turn your body towards the screen, warrior 2. From here, go ahead and straighten that front right leg. So it's triangle pose again. If the leg feels far, like it did earlier, you might scoot in closer. Hips back, arms forward. We'll slowly drop the hands down into Trikonasana triangle pose. Alignment, nose and navel, shoulder and shoulder. Legs long, but not locked. A lot of twisting today. It's not your thing. You can skip this next posture. Take that top left hand down to the earth. Rotation, revolve triangle. And we slowly take it down. Back into triangle pose here. We'll slowly roll our way down. Meet me towards the mat. You might turn towards the screen. Side lunge. Here we go. Shallow lunges deep lunges, they're all great. Using your hands to support or using your hands to add the challenge. Toes pointed or flexed, they're both great. Bring your hands down, we switch to the other side. High or low. Now, as you're opening your hips, you might notice that in the second round, perhaps we feel more confident. Perhaps we feel more open. And that's by design. So if you feel better in the second time around doing a posture and you want to go further, do so. If it feels like you're not quite sure, there's no rush. From here, we'll slowly bring the hands down. Go ahead and take that front left leg all the way off to the side. It is Warrior Two. In Warrior Two, again, that capital T, like time here, arms are long. Inhale, we reach forward. Exhale, you reverse. Now when you reverse, do you feel that side of your body opening? That's what you want to feel. Come on into extended side angle. Right arm framing your ear. You can stay or wrap it around or even take it for a bind. If it's available, no pressure. Do what you want. And we release. Reverse back. Into Warrior Two. Let's windmill the hands down. Okay, here we go. We're going for a rotation if that's available for you. You're probably starting off back at the top of your mat where you were when you first started practice. So you'll take your right hand down, left arm open if you are twisting. Then we slowly come on down here. If your knee does get sensitive, go ahead and grab that blanket. Knee down, a little bend does go a long way. So if you're feeling quad opening here, you don't have to go any further. Otherwise, when you're ready, lifting up, maybe going for the grab. On this next breath, we release. Okay, pigeon pose we go. Take your left knee towards your left wrist, and you can stay right here. I think this is a wonderful way to open the outer hips. In this area, when you do open the outer hips, it even allows your knees to feel more open because these are the muscles that control our knees moving left and right. So you can stay. There's a lot of benefit here. If you wish, you might go ahead and bend that back right knee. So we're going towards king pigeon pose. This might feel great. We're going to use a corresponding arm. So go ahead and take your right arm up, maybe a grab. And don't let any of the postures intimidate you. A lot of these postures build one on top of the other. So if this is not working out, go back to that pigeon. So you can stay here. We might go for somewhat of a bend. We might even go for hands touching if that's available. If it's not available, we don't fret. On this next breath, slowly release. And from here, hands below shoulders. Take that left leg back to meet right. Plank position, whole body, down to the leg. Inhale, heart open. Exhale, body down. Pushing yourself, modify away. Crouch those hips back. Slowly come on into a downward facing dog. On this next breath, we slowly inhale up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, bend both knees. Inhale, walk or hop your feet to your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, come on into a standing forward fold. We're going to spend some time here. If you wish, you can even bring your feet out a little wider. If you wish, you can even bring your hands behind your back. Here are some options. You might have your arms floating and flailing like I have here. You might have your hands fist to fist like I'm demoing here. Or even grabbing the palms together. And I like to bend my knees so I'm able to shift side to side. You might prefer to straighten to get that opening. Hand of your head dropping towards the earth. On this next breath, go ahead and release the arm. Slowly roll your way up, one joint at a time, as slowly as you can possibly fathom. And we'll meet into your mountain pose. Find some grounding. Take an inhale. Exhale. On inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive into a forward fold. On inhale, halfway lift. On exhale, let's meet in plank position today. So you may have noticed that in our practice today, we did do a great deal of rotation, a lot of stuff with the side of our body. So that leads us to where we're all gonna go next. If your wrists do get sensitive, you are totally welcome to come onto your forearms, okay? So you can take this to a forearm plank. For demonstration purposes, I'm gonna stick with my hands so you can see the few options. Now, first option, you can drop your knees down. Go ahead and turn your body towards the screen. Vashisthasana, side plank, modified option. Now, even in modified option, there's still a way to make this challenging for yourself. Using the bottom oblique, keeping your nose and navel aligned like you felt in triangle pose, and actively pushing that bottom hand away from the earth. If you want a little more, you're going to go ahead and stack your feet together. If this is awkward, you can stagger your feet. But if it's available, feet stacked, hips lifted. You can keep the bottom hand down, the top hand down for assistance, or we stack the shoulders. Okay, so do you remember tree pose that we did earlier? Maybe the top foot comes into some kind of tree pose. We're doing the exact same posture. We're just in a different plane of motion, using different muscles. So again, take your option, keep the hips stacked, keep the core strong, and we're actively pushing as we breathe deeply into our body. You're here for one more big inhale. On exhale, slowly come on into plank position. And you can take your flow or come on straight back into downward facing dog. On this next breath, go ahead and face into plank position again. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to turn towards you. You don't have to. Now from here, we're going to go ahead, work our way towards your desired side plank. Maybe knees down, maybe on your toes. Perhaps we stack the knees, maybe we stack the feet. So as we're here again, maybe this side isn't at the same level as the other. In terms of familiarity, maybe you're left-handed. So just listen to your body. Hips are stacked. If you wish, you take that top leg, make a tree pose, kickstand or not. So as you're holding your posture today, recall that that's not mean we hold our breath. So take your variation. Here for one more big inhale. Slowly work your hands down to plank position. Let your body melt onto the mat. Find your flow. I'll meet you back in downward facing dog. Stay where you are. From your downward facing dog, we inhale up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, bend both knees. Walk or hop your feet through your hands and come onto the back. Now as we're on the back today, we'll slowly keep the head down, scoot the shoulders away from the ears, arms off to the side. On this next breath, we slowly bring both feet up to the sky. Exhale, ankle rotations outward. On this next breath, ankle rotations inward. Inhale, flex the toes. Now point. One more time, bring some movement into our joints and even through the muscles in our feet. Now go ahead and point. From here, both knees into your torso. We're going to take a clockwise circular movement. And we'll slowly take a counterclockwise circular movement. From here, taking both knees into your heart center and take your knees all the way off towards your right side. Shoulders will stay down. Head can stay grounded or even turned off to the other side. Now with that opposing hand, you might use it as a weight or as a guide. We're now allowing our lumbar spine, our lower back, to feel some opening today. We did a lot of twisting, as you may have noticed. And as we're twisting, earlier today we felt a lot maybe through the middle of our back into our neck. In this particular twist, we take it more passively and just let your body melt onto the earth. On this next breath, slowly bring the knees back to center. And we'll take it off to the other side. Your head might change direction. Your opposite hand might act as a guide. You might even close your eyes because you're feeling maybe a little more relaxed than when you started. And perhaps this side, when you're twisting, it feels like a deeper stretch. Maybe there's more resistance. That's okay. The best part about doing a posture on one side and then the other, it gives us a fresh perspective every time we try. We'll slowly bring the hips back to center. We'll bring the legs back up towards the sky. Now from here, let's go ahead and take the left thigh, cross it over your right, like you would maybe sitting in a conference chair, thigh over thigh. Bend both knees. You might grab your shins, if it's available, grab your ankles or feet. We hug the knees in towards our heart center. Now, as we're here, the deeper you pull in towards your body, you might feel a deeper stretch in that top glute of the top leg. If this feels like too much on the knees, of course, no need to pull as close. On this next breath, slowly, slowly release the legs and we switch. Take your right thigh over the left. You can stay here. And even if it's not perfect, if the knee is not directly above the knee, that's not a huge concern. How close can you get? Are we able to get that deep angle of internal rotation? And that cues our hips to open. So maybe you're here. That's okay. But get as close as it's available. Hug your knees in. Maybe you grab the feet. Maybe you grab the shins. And from here, you slowly, slowly release. On this next breath, take both legs up to the sky. And now we're going to separate the knees. Bend both knees. Happy baby pose. Now, you can have your hands supporting your legs like I have here. Let's say the feet are far away. You don't got to touch them. You can stay right here. Otherwise, if it's available, we grab higher or even the big toe. Now, what we want to feel here is before we get really relaxed and passive into the stretch, let's pull those knees downward towards the mat as if you're riding into a stirrup, as if your feet were pushing. And what we might feel is some pressure, again, on those inner thighs, on the groin. And if it feels like there's some freedom, you might extend the leg, maybe just one leg at a time. And perhaps we even add movement, side to side, like a happy baby would do. On this next breath, go ahead and slowly bring your legs together. We'll bring our arms down towards the side. And gently let your legs melt towards the mat. Now, if there's any posture that you were really hoping to do today, and we didn't do it in our practice, maybe now is the time that you do that. Otherwise, if and when you're ready and willing, we melt our body onto the mat, into Shavasana, with your arms extended, muscles unclenching, uncontracting, and melting onto the earth. If it feels comfortable for you, you might even close your eyes. And give yourself this time to decompress, to do nothing, yet reap the benefits of our practice. You might choose to stay here a little longer, no problem. If you are ready, begin to wiggle your toes. Begin to wiggle the fingertips. Bring both arms overhead. You might turn your body towards the screen into a sideline Shavasana. As you gently press yourself away from the earth. Come on into a seated position, facing forward. With your hands to heart center. The light in me honors the light inside each and every one of you. Namaste. I thank you all for joining.
Recording has stopped.
Oh, like clockwork.
Thank you very much.